Veterans, have you called yet for your free copy of the 1986 Guide to Veterans Benefits? I'm Roger Staubach. Are you personally up to date on all the government benefits available to you? Loans, help with education, medical and dental benefits, insurance? This valuable publication tells you who's eligible, what's available, where to apply. If you're a veteran, call this toll-free number right now. You'll get this new 1986 Guide to Veterans Benefits absolutely free. Find out what government benefits you're entitled to collect. If you're a veteran, there's no cost and no obligation. All it takes is one quick phone call. You owe it to yourself and your family to get the facts. So call now.
Veterans of all ages call 1-800-582-9900. That's 1-800-582-9900. The benefit guide is free, and so is the call. That's 1-800-582-9900.
He went on the field, but Joe's been the starter up until about 2 games ago when Quarles took over, so we're going to put him in, see if we can stir the offense up a little bit.
What those stats didn't show on Joe Paopao is the fact that he has been intercepted 5 times so far this season, and I know that the Saskatchewan coaching staff not very happy with that.
No, only 2 touchdowns. That's the thing. They've only had 3 touchdown passes this year, so they got to get that straightened away.
1st and 10, Saskatchewan. The ball at the midfield stripe. Flags are down. Early motion at the line of scrimmage. Paopao completes his first pass to Bobby Johnson. Johnson forced out of bounds at about the 30-yard line by Phil Jones.
Well, they've had a lot of success with this pattern today anyway. They've been able to, Quarles has hit it, and as soon as Paopao comes in, he throws exactly the same thing. So there's no problem with it. What they do is they take Ray Elgard and hook him here, take Elarms and hook him here, and then they bring Bobby Johnson right out into the wide open flat, and they've had a field day with that pattern so far. You see the linebacker, nobody comes out here with number 26, Bobby Johnson, so when he catches the football, he can really turn it upfield.
And the ball is moved all the way down to the 29-yard line of the Ottawa Roughriders, where Saskatchewan are now 1st and 10. Paopao puts it up. Complete. Elgard. Touchdown.
Well, that was a nice pattern. Paopao doesn't play action too much, but this time he does. He will a little bit of a play action with a bootleg. He'll pull the guard, but here comes Elgard in motion. He goes down and right across the middle into the open area. Now, Paopao, a little bit of a play action, a little fake. Pulls Neil Quilter and Roger Alday, gets behind him. Now, Elgard's coming right across the middle, in behind the safety. Bang. Big as he is, you're not going to stop him from getting 2 yards.
Ray Elgard, who is enjoying a very productive afternoon for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The convert is good. That makes it 26-6. Now let's go to Cuthbert at CFL Control. Chris?
All right, Steve, thank you very much. We have football news from south of the border today. USFL Commissioner Harry Usher has just announced that the United States Football League will not operate in the fall of 1986. They'll try to resume play in the spring of '87, but in the interim, all players in the United States Football League are free to play in either the CFL or the NFL, which means that the general managers on either side of the border in the CFL and NFL are going to be very busy in the next few days. That's the news from New York. Back to Steve Arnold.
Chris, that certainly has to be good news for the CFL, but bad news for the players.
Yeah, it's been a long time in between paychecks. They don't like that. There's Ray Elgard, number 81. Watch, he comes in motion. Get upfield. Get free. Now, take off across the field, find a hole, and I'll throw it to you. He's wide open going through there. Great throw. Touchdown.
Back to the live action. The kickoff return following that touchdown of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Lester Brown tackled by Moten, but not until he got to the 40-yard line. As we look at Joe Paopao, who came in relief of Bernard Quarles and did a very effective job for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Unlike J.C. Watts, who came in relief of Tom Burgess, took him a little while to get going. Took Joe no time whatsoever.
Well, you know, sometimes when you can stand on the sideline and look, you can see things happening, and he knew that Quarles had success with the first one he threw to Johnson. The next one was a new one, touchdown, 2 plays.
1st and 10 Ottawa from their own 40. J.C. Watt gets some time and then throws it low. Intended for Mark Lewis. Rick Goltz was applying some pressure on J.C. Watts.
Well, J.C. Watts would love to have that throw back. He had Lester Brown isolated on Eddie Lowe going down the field, and Lester Brown had about 5 yards on him, but he couldn't see him. Never had the opportunity to throw.
So that brings on a 2nd and 10 situation now for Ottawa. The clock is running. 7 minutes remaining to play in the 3rd quarter. 26-6 in favor of Saskatchewan. J.C. Watts dumps it over the middle to Jim Reed, the fullback. Reed still on his feet, does a great effort. Great job by Reed in retaining his balance. A good block there from Nick Benjamin, enabling Reed to pick up some extra yardage, but most of that yardage was gained by Jim Reed himself.
Well, you'll see it's a screen pass. J.C. back to throw. Now you see Hornett taking off. You got Jerry Hornett out there, Roger Catlin out there. Now you'll get the block right there. Nick Benjamin made the big block for him. You know, the Ottawa's had some big plays, but they haven't put them in succession or back-to-back, so they've been, you know, fighting an uphill battle.
1st and 10 Ottawa from the 52-yard line of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. J.C. Watts completes to Lewis. Trent Bryan was beaten on the play by Mark Lewis, and Lewis to the 37-yard line. A gain of 15 yards. So Ottawa putting together a drive here in the 3rd quarter at Taylor Field. And this is what Joe Moss, I'm sure, wants to see, is this sustained type of drive, as Ryan was pointing out. 1st and 10 Ottawa from the 37-yard line. Flag is down.
Well, we're going to get a procedure call against Ottawa's left tackle move. I believe it was Kevin Powell moved, and right on top of it.
The temperature may be rising in that man, but I do believe the temperature is dropping here a bit at Taylor Field. You were talking before the game the possibility of thunder showers here in the Regina area.
They've had them forecast for later in the afternoon, but I think we're going to get this game finished before they do arrive. I see too many clouds up there. Not too bad.
I'm told it doesn't take too long for the weather fronts to move
About 20
once
minutes.
they start coming in. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute. J.C. Watts, 1st and 15, it's complete. Lewis and Trent Bryan is there to make the stop. Very close to the 1st down. Had to get down to the 27-yard line. It is a 1st down, so Ottawa keep the drive alive. 5:15 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I think if Ottawa to get back in the ballgame, they need a sustained march like they've had, and they've got to finish it off by putting it in the end zone to close the gap. Otherwise, Saskatchewan's going to start having things their way a lot easier than they have.
Ball's at the 27, 1st and 10. J.C. floats one up and intercepted. Eddie Ray Walker coming up with an interception at the goal line.
Well, that's the one thing that Ottawa didn't need.
4:51 remaining to play in the 3rd quarter. A big turnover for Saskatchewan.
Gamble. And when you gamble like that, you're going to throw it up and hope to throw it far enough for your man to run and get it. But Eddie Ray Walker beat him to the football. I bet he wished he'd have been tackled a little earlier in the end zone to get it out from that bad field position.
He probably wasn't aware of the field position at the time. 2nd interception of the 86 season for Eddie Ray Walker. And it gives Saskatchewan possession of the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. We'll see what Joe Paupau is able to do as Joe Moss looks on, concerned. Obviously, his team is trailing 26-6.
Well, if he didn't get the big play offensively, he needs one defensively down here.
Paupau with the quick out to Elgart. Elgart forced out of bounds at the 10-yard line by Treg Sonji.
Tell you one thing, they've had the ball inside the 5 twice, and both times they've thrown it. Once deep and then a quick out to Elgard, so they're not afraid to throw it from anywhere. Put in the short yardage team now with a 2nd down and about 1. Well, you can see the corner, Lamont Meacham. He's covering the wide receiver. 36, Songi has to cover Elgard. A little too much room. Songi makes the tackle, but not before they get 9 yards.
Short of the first down by a yard. Pow gives to Johnson. Johnson runs into Steve Harrison and Henry Taylor in the Ottawa defense. And they're going to check this one. They'll bring on the yardage markers. Well, you can see just how short they are. The length of the football. Well, now what do you do, Coach?
Better sneak it. I wouldn't mess around handing it off too deep. We'll see if they go to that unbalanced line again. But they got to get this first down. Ottawa's got to come up big right now. When you're that short, the quarterback's got to make it.
Yeah, it's about that close, Jocko. 3rd and inches. Pow just dives off the left side. Should have the first down by about a half a yard to spare.
Well, Jock breathe a little easier now. He made the first down. Well, you see that yard off the ball, and you only need a few inches. You should make it. You just get in behind that offensive line, get out on the snap. Quarterback just follow you in. You should make a yard.
If you don't, there are many serious questions asked at the next day's running of the film. 1st and 10. Pow fakes, looking for Elarms, and it's in and out of the arms of the Ottawa defender, Lamont Meacham.
Well, that was about time they went upstairs on one. They'd been throwing Elarms on a hook, Elgard on a hook. This time Elarms went down like he was going to run that turn in, and then bang, take off deep. But Meacham didn't bite one bit and was waiting on it.
No, he wasn't fooled. And it wasn't a very good pump fake on the part of Joe Pow either. Since coming in relief of the starting quarterback, Bernard Quarles, Joe Pow has been able to move the club. Saskatchewan now in shotgun formation. Pow firing over the middle, in and out of the arms of Ray Elgard. And Elgard was hit, but he bounces to his feet.
Pretty well thrown football, though, and he got it in underneath Songi, number 36, and just in front of Phil Jones, number 1. He threw it where it had to be thrown if you're going to catch it, but just didn't hold on. You know what they tell those receivers in the middle? You might as well catch it. You're going to get hit anyway.
Phil Jones, the lone punt returner for Ottawa on this punt, as Jerry McGrath will get it away from his own 1 or 2 yard line. Bad snap, well taken by McGrath. And he gets a pretty good punt away, taken by Jones at the midfield stripe. Tries to get down to the 45-yard line, where the Ottawa Roughriders will scrimmage 1st and 10. This program is copyright and is strictly for the use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited. 1st and 10 for Ottawa. The ball is at the 46-yard line of Saskatchewan. 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining to play in the 3rd quarter. 26-6 in favor of Saskatchewan. J.C. Watts keeps it himself and finally runs out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
That was a well-run play. A little version of the option play with J.C. runs so well. This time there was nobody to stop him. They played the pitch man, but he just turned it up inside. Got his first down, stepped out of bounds.
I like the way J.C. runs. He makes it look so casual. Nice stroll in the park.
That's right. He knows how to run. He knows when to turn it on, and he knows when to just kind of tiptoe down the sideline.
1st and 10 Ottawa from the 34-yard line of Saskatchewan. Casey still on his feet, gets it away to Lewis. Lewis looking for some running room on the outside, finds it. Down to the 25. Good effort on the part of Mark Lewis. Once he had taken that pass, Magruder brings him down.
The fans thought the quarterback was in the grasp of the tackler, but I think the rule says if the quarterback wants to take the sack, he just puts the ball down and they'll blow the whistle. But if he wants to take the chance and throw it, that's his decision. Now we got a couple flags on the play. Somebody down there didn't like something that was going on. Because those were late flags, real late.
I don't think there was any question on the part of J.C. He was going to throw that ball. He wasn't going to eat it.
No, he sure wasn't. The thing he was fortunate about was to have a receiver right there that he could get rid of it to.
Let's pick up the call.
Necessary roughness number 58, Saskatchewan. First down, Ottawa.
Well, we'll take a look at J.C. You see him coming now. They got him by the leg, but he's determined to throw it. Now Mark Lewis does the rest.
So it's 1st and 10 for Ottawa. And once again, J.C. Watts eludes the grasp of the Saskatchewan defender and fires a touchdown pass to Reggie Butts.
Well, the man that misses him is going to come on a safety blitz. He comes from the outside, unblocked. Watch him come right here, and that's who escaped. We don't have anybody to block him, so he's got to make the tackle. There he comes, number 2. Eddie Ray Walker is free. J.C. Watts does a good job. Now he can relax. Take your time. Nothing to it. It's an easy game.
Easy game for J.C. Watts. I doubt it very much. 4 plays, 46 yards. And the convert is good, as always, from Dean Dorsey. And there's a happy Reggie Butts. His 4th touchdown of the season. And it puts Ottawa right back into the ballgame.
Well, both coaches yesterday were talking about how they had to get their wide receivers more involved in the offense. And for Ottawa, that's Lewis and that man, Reggie Butts, that scored the touchdown. And then Elarms and Zeno. Now, the surprise today, they talked about the wide receivers, but Ray Elgaard's had a big day for Saskatchewan. But I think they expect that of him all the time. One more look at it. Coming on the blitz is number 2, wide open. He misses the tackle. Now J.C.'s got to make the decision, and coming across as a receiver should. Get across field, get into the quarterback's vision, because he can't find you if he can't see you.
Reginald Butts. Touchdown pass from J.C. Watts. It puts the Ottawa Roughriders back into the ballgame, 26-13.
Now they have a chance, 26-13. 2 touchdowns can win it. They're in shape.
After doing that Ottawa-Montreal game, I write no team on.
That's right.
Every team is capable of coming back. This is Conrad. Gets out to the 37-yard line. Lamont Meacham is there to meet him. And again, tempers a little hot down there at field level.
Eddie Lowe and Marty Palazetti, a little disagreement. Telling J.C., nice job. Okay.
He's saying, I know it was there all afternoon. It just took me a little while to find it, that's all. In the battle of the quarterbacks, Papa with a big edge since he has come on in relief of Bernard Quarles. Oh, a little bit of a mix-up in the backfield as Papa tried to hand off to Tony Dennis. Darrell Nicholson is there to make the stop for Ottawa.
A little slot back. Tony Dennis on a reverse. He just runs into the quarterback. My belief is anytime there's a collision in a running back and a quarterback, it's a quarterback's problem. Get out of his way. Darrell Nicholson's there waiting on him. Steve Harrison's going to try to get involved.
Of course, that's what the coaches will tell you. The quarterback will tell you something different.
Well, you got to adjust your route to him. He's carrying the football.
Little or no gain, so the Riders will do it again. This time it's complete to Elgaard. Elgaard tripped up at the midfield stripe by Darrell Hall. but not before he picked up the first down. 17 yards the gain.
Boy, was he open that time. They brought an extra receiver over. Pow takes a quick read, throws it inside. Look at Elgard. There's nobody near him. Number 36, Sanji, was chasing Dennis out in the flat. Bang, Elgard got to the open area. He's having a big day today, and that's what they need.
First and 10, Saskatchewan. The ball is spotted at the midfield stripe. They get to Conrad. Conrad with 7 or 8 yards. Steve Harrison and Daryl Nicholson combining to make the tackle on the Saskatchewan player. So the third quarter is over here at Taylor Field. Saskatchewan leads 26-13.
Play, you run, I'll give it to you. The line will block, gets 8 yards.
Wasn't it before the game you said that if Saskatchewan were going to do anything, they had to get some key receiving from 2 guys? Who were they?
I said the outside guys. I said Elarms and Derek Zeno. Now, Elarms has been involved in the ball game. They haven't gotten the ball to Zeno, but the thing is, Ray Elgard, we said earlier, 10 catches coming in. Last year he had 42.
Well, there you see the statistical story through 3 quarters of play here at Taylor Field, and obviously favoring the Saskatchewan Roughriders. 353 total yards to 217 for Ottawa. Second and 2 for Saskatchewan. They give to Johnson. I don't believe he's got it.
That's good defensive play by number 42, Taylor. He did the job. You can see him, it's just a short yardage. They got everybody out. Jack Goda's talking to McGrath. I think he's going to go ahead and punt it. But right here is where he is. 42, Taylor just takes a line shot through that gap. Watch how fast he gets into the Saskatchewan backfield and trips up Bobby Johnson, and Daryl Nicholson's there to finish him. Big, big play for Ottawa. Taylor's playing pretty well.
Well, Jack Goda is not going to gamble. He sends on that man, Jerry McGrath, to handle the punting duties for Saskatchewan. And he gets a good one away. Very high. Allowing downfield coverage, and the flag goes down as Phil Jones is dropped at the 22-yard line. But we'll have to wait and see what the flags do to that play, if anything. Only a 37-yard punt from Jerry McGrath, but there was lots of hang time on it.
Yeah, you get down to cover trouble. They got too close, and you saw the no yards penalty. See what they're going to do with it. They're going to accept the penalty, which is 15 yards.
No yards. 42, Saskatchewan. First down.
The call in favor of the Ottawa Roughriders, moving them out of a bit of a hole. Takes it up to the 25-yard line. J.C. Watts fakes it and then just lays it up there for Mark Lewis. And he had his sweater pulled.
Sure did.
Trent Bryant. So there'll be some interference on the play.
That's right. Just turn him to the inside and then try to go deep. Now, what we're going to see is Mark Lewis will come down going to the inside, and then he's going to try to jump outside. And watch Trent Bryant grabs him number 5 right by the sweater, and the referee's watching. Big first down.
Saskatchewan. First down, Ottawa.
First down, Ottawa. The ball at the 49-yard line. Auction play. J.C. Watts keeping it himself. And he crosses the midfield stripe where Eddie Lowe and John Gonzalez combined to put the stop on the Ottawa quarterback.
Stop play by Lowe. In 5 seconds and 5.
Big second down now. You got to keep drives alive, and second down and 5 is the time you have to do it.
Second and 4 from the midfield stripe. J.C. Watts laying it up there, looking for Mark Baruch. And Baruch was out of bounds when he pulled it in. Good coverage on the part of Eddie Lowe, forcing Baruch to the outside.
Well, what was nice is when Bruce went to the sidelines, he was covered. So he pump faked him, and that turns Bruce upfield.
So that sets up a punting situation for Kenny Clark and the Ottawa Roughriders.
He's going to boom this one, by the way, Steve.
He's going to boom this because of the prairie air.
Right. Because of the wind. Watch it. Ah, bad snap.
Not a bad punt. End over end. Not one of his boomers. Taken by Zeno. Zeno tried to find some running room on the outside, but couldn't. He's brought down at the 13-yard line where Saskatchewan will scrimmage 1st and 10 with 30 seconds remaining to play in the 4th quarter.